Hello and welcome to B-Star Network. My name is Mata Wangala.
And I am Brittany Glover. This week for Black History Month, we'll talk about the African American scientists and inventors.
Let's start with the life of Charles Drew. In 1940, World War II is building in Europe. Casualties are mounting in Britain. Medical care on the front line and in the cities is undeveloped at best. There are two major problems: dwindling blood supplies. Blood is very perishable. A young African American doctor working quietly in a lab will help create a life-giving solution. In 1928, Charles Drew, a young college grad from Washington, D.C., began medical school at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. Since most medical schools in the United States did not accept African American, it's at McGill University that Drew began experimentations with blood transfusions. 5 years later, he graduated near the top of his class.
Nice. In 1935, he won a research grant to study blood preservation. He developed a technique for long-term preservation by separating plasma from the whole blood. Prior to his discovery, blood would not be stored for more than 2 days.
Interesting.
In 1940, Drew became the director of the Blood for Britain project. This project called for the delivery of blood on an enormous scale to treat casualties in the war. It is estimated that Drew helped collect roughly 14,500 pints of plasma.
By the time the United States entered the war in 1941, Drew was hired as the director of the Red Cross Blood Program, the first blood bank in the United States. In 1941, after leaving the Red Cross, he returned to Howard University, where he served as a professor and headed up the University Department of Surgery. He also became the chief surgeon at Freedman's Hospital. Later that year, he became the first African American examiner for the American Board of Surgery. He won countless awards prior to his death in 1950 and was featured in the United States Postal Service Great American Stamp Series in 1981.
Now let's take a look at the life of Bessie Blount Griffin. She was a physical therapist, inventor, and forensic scientist born in 1914 in Hickory, Virginia. In 1951, during World War II, as part of her work with wounded soldiers, she devised an apparatus to help amputees feed themselves, the electric feeding tube. The device delivered one mouthful of food at a time, controlled by biting down on its tube. This electric self-feeding device was not accepted by the American Veterans Administration, so eventually she sold her invention to the French government. Frustrated by the lack of interest by the American Veterans Administration, Blount signed the rights to her other inventions over to the French government. In 1969, Blount went into law enforcement as a forensic scientist, after J. Edgar Hoover turned down her application to work for the FBI. In 1977, Blount became the first Black woman to train and work at Scotland Yard. In 2007, Blount was inducted into New Jersey's Cumberland County Black Hall of Fame. She was also honored with the state's Joint Legislative Commendation. Bessie Blount died on December 30th, 2009 in Newfield, New Jersey.
Next, let's talk about an inventor that changed the shape of the world. Frederick Jones was born in Ohio in 1893. He taught himself mechanical and electrical engineering. He developed the portable refrigeration system for long-haul trucks, railroad cars, and ships. Without his invention, food and other goods which can spoil won't be shippable.
This invention has become an essential part of the world's infrastructure. Portable refrigeration units developed by Jones helped the United States military carry food and blood during World War II. Jones was awarded over 60 patents during his lifetime. In 1944, he became the first African American elected to the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers.
Jones died of lung cancer in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1961, the year I was born. In 1991, President George H.W. Bush awarded the National Medal of Technology to Jones, presenting the award to their widows at a ceremony held in the White House Rose Garden. Jones was the first African American to receive the award. Though he did not live to receive it, he was inducted into the Minnesota Inventors Hall of Fame in 1977.
Wonderful. I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation. Signing off and see you next week.
Thank you.